Welcome back to The Wake Show. Now, I told you we have a very special guest today, and I'm so honored to have this lady on our show. She is the Group President of Holland America and Princess Cruises. Please put your hands together for Jan Swartz.
Thanks.
Hello.
Thanks, Dan. So happy to be here.
Oh, thank you very much. And it's such an honor to have you here on our first ever Princess Cruise as well. How does it feel for you?
Oh, it's such an amazing experience to be on board Majestic Princess after our long pause during the pandemic. So I have the best word that comes to mind is a homecoming.
That's how it felt for all of our teammates as well. We were so happy to come back, and have you as joining us as well is going to inspire, I'm sure, a lot of people on the Majestic Princess. Now, also, it's great that we're going to Alaska, north to Alaska. We have a decade's worth of history, Princess Cruises visiting this great state. What does Alaska mean to you?
You know, Princess has such a long history in Alaska, as you say, over 55 years of sailing to this great land. And we always say at Princess that our shared purpose is to share our world, to share our hearts, to protect the earth, and to create lasting memories with our guests. And I think Alaska is the perfect place for us to restart our cruise operations in the United States, as it's so special to all of us.
Of course, and what a beautiful, majestic land it is. Now, the Wake Show is a great way for you to connect with our guests on board. This is how everybody is able to see you all at the same time. Is there a special message you'd like to give our guests on the Majestic?
Oh, I just have to say to each and every guest, thank you so much for sailing with us and for supporting our entire team during this unprecedented time for our business. It's really been all of your words of encouragement that have served as our inspiration to get back into business and once again provide jobs to all the teammates that we love and have worked with for over 20 years. So thank you so much.
And it was such an emotional moment having you visit us as well just before we set sail. There was lots of tears. There was lots of tears from our guests as well when they were coming back on board after, I think it was 500 days of the pause for us.
That's right.
But, you know, it was a time for us to reflect. I was at home in the UK, and I couldn't wait to come back at sea. May I ask you, as our final question, what are you most grateful for?
You know, I'm grateful for so many things. First, I'm grateful for our health, the health and welfare of all of our guests on board, our teammates, their families, the communities that we visit, and I'm so pleased that under the guidance of the CDC, we could craft a series of protocols and offer vaccinated cruises so that we can all return to doing what we love to do, which is taking our guests to the most beautiful places on the planet. The second thing I'm most grateful for is our amazing team. We have a phrase at Princess called "One Team, One Dream," and I think we bring folks from all over the world together to craft an incredible experience for our guests. And so I'm really grateful for the resilience of our teammates individually and the incredible collective effort it's taken to return the ships to service. The third thing I'm grateful for is the incredible support from so many government officials and stakeholders. It was really due to the help of the entire delegation from Alaska, both in the Senate and the House of Representatives, that the Alaska Tourism Restoration Act was unanimously passed in both houses and then later signed by President Biden. And it was that act that allowed us to get back into business here in Alaska. And so many people thought that that was not possible, and due to the Alaska citizens asking their representatives to bring back cruise tourism to help support all the small businesses and all the residents of all the places that we will sail on this voyage, it was their efforts that made this all possible. And so I am sailing on this voyage both to thank our guests, but also to get off in each port of call and thank the many stakeholders, government officials, small business owners, citizens of each port of call in Alaska, as well as Seattle, for their support of our resumption of service. I'm also so grateful to all of our travel agent partners and employees that have helped our guests book and rebook as we've extended this pause. And so I'm so happy as well to see many of them on board, and grateful for all of our collective efforts to get back into business. And then finally, of course, I'm so grateful to all of our guests for supporting us during this unprecedented, challenging time. Obviously, it's been very highly impactful to each of our guests and each of our teammates, but to be reunited again today could not make my heart feel more full. So just so happy to be back on board with our guests. And then, of course, we used the pause with the intention to come back a stronger, better, wiser company. And we're pleased that every ship returning into service for Princess Cruises will be a Medallion-class vessel. And that means that we have given a whole new set of tools to our teammates and our guests that are intended to make their jobs easier and their experiences even better. And so we appreciate all of our guests' grace as we bring all of those new capabilities to Majestic Princess, and we hope that together we can build a very bright future ahead.
Well, I've got to say as well, I'm grateful, and I want to speak on behalf of all of the teammates as well, for yourself and all of the shipboard and shoreside people that kept us afloat during our time, for waiting for us to come back so that we can reconnect with the guests out there as well. So it's an absolute pleasure having you on the Majestic Princess, and it has been an honor having you on My Little Wake Show with me today. So thank you very much, Mrs. Swartz.
Thank you, Dan, and thank you for your leadership. And I know you lifted many hearts during the pandemic, and I know you will here as well, as our guests get to experience real vacations once again.
Oh, thank you very much. No one told me I was going to need tissues for the Wake Show today. But we'll be right back. Thank you again right after this.